Broken Bow.
Good morning. This is the Get Up and Go Breakfast Show. My name's Dave Burney.
And I'm happy.
You are?
Yeah. I haven't used that for a long time.
Yeah, I don't know why.
I don't know either.
Somebody,
I was in the store the other day and someone said, happy. I'm like, oh yeah.
Oh, that's my name.
Yeah, I'll go back to my, let's see. Oh yeah, my gym teacher, Mr. Herbert. I think Mr. Grosser was in on it too. They were the ones that nicknamed me Appy. And when I was in junior high running for student council, my theme was be happy, vote for Appy.
Perfect marketing.
And there you go. Happy Appy came from that.
7:32, and we have been enduring some fog here this morning. Doesn't look as bad right now as it did earlier, but if you're driving, kind of keep that in mind. You might run into some ground fog this morning. And it stayed pretty warm overnight, and so we're looking for a nice day, maybe a little bit of a clearing sky later, and baseball tonight.
Yes, yeah, weather permitting, we'll be at the ball field, Paul Brown Field, Broken Bow hosting Lexington for a seniors game tonight. Start time will be 7 o'clock, and so we'll have it on the air for you tonight on KBBN.
All right, sounds great. Baseball at Paul Brown Field, can't beat that. On this first day of summer, the longest day of the year, officially started today at 4:51 p.m. Eastern Time. And the average American plans to have at least 4 beach days this summer and go to 5 cookouts. And 32% of us prefer a good hot dog over a Thanksgiving dinner. So everybody's going to be pretty happy.
There you go.
It's also National American Eagle Day. Amazing birds. The national symbol has made a comeback. At one time, they were thinking we were going to lose all of our bald eagles. But they're back in a lot of places in high numbers. Bald eagles survive mainly on fish. They live to be about 30 years of age, and they mate for life. Not like Ben Affleck. I mean, he doesn't mate for life. As a matter of fact, there's some information out on Jennifer Lopez and some update here for you.
I thought the two of those kids had found their mate for life.
It seemed like it.
But, man, just, it's terrible.
I know. Jen was spotted on vacation without Ben.
Oh, no.
Having a vacation with her friends with no Ben in sight.
Was she smiling?
Doesn't say.
Oh.
She was photographed in Italy as she boarded a crew boat for a full girls trip. It's an all girls trip.
I see.
But Ben, in the meantime, has ordered a new Airstream RV, which was delivered to his home.
Oh, wow.
So these two don't seemingly have the same plans. Separate vacations are only fueling divorce rumors.
Oh, my. Wow.
Now back to the Eagles.
Yes.
They mate for life. And some eagles have 7-foot wingspans. That's amazing, isn't it?
That is amazing.
Yeah. Rather watch them than Jen and Ben.
Yes. Magnificent bird.
Oh, gosh. Yeah.
I think I've only seen like maybe a couple in my lifetime, but just I remember the excitement of saying, hey, that's an eagle.
Yeah, and it used to be even more of a sight because you didn't see them very often. And just if you can get at the right time at the Calmus Reservoir in the winter, you can see a lot of them when they gather when the ice is on. And then they also have a viewing area down south of Lexington for bald eagles. We went down there a couple times. It's always kind of odd. We went down to both places and actually seen an eagle a couple of different times on the way just between the two destinations.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's neat.
Yeah. And I think a lot of the farmer ranchers are seeing more of them, which is great. So, anyway, it's National American Eagle Day. Fantastic. Also, a pretty good-looking bird.
Yes.
Nicole Kidman.
Oh, yes.
I don't think she has
a birthday today for Nicole?
Yeah. I don't know about her wingspan, but she's 57 today.
57.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oscar-winning star of The Undoing, Bombshell, and Big Little Lies, and is married to country star Keith Urban.
Yep. They've been married for quite a while now, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I think they've made it. I think he admitted that he had a little drinking problem, and she helped him through that. And so they are still together. No rumors there. Brian Wilson is 82 today, legendary genius and lead singer and frontman for the Beach Boys. Scored many hits in the 60s, 70s, and even 80s. But he's always struggled with mental issues, kind of an introvert, but very talented. John Goodman is 72 today.
Oh, wow.
Plays Dan Connor, or did, in Roseanne, and been in a lot of great movies. The Big Lebowski is one that I really enjoyed him in, and lots of other parts he's played. He's pretty funny, and he's played Babe Ruth and all sorts of characters. Flintstones, I think he started.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, he was Fred.
Yeah, he was Fred.
Fred Flintstone.
Lionel Richie.
Oh wow! Now come on. Yeah, the whole breakfast show dedicated to the music of Lionel Richie. Yeah, come on, Dave.
I'd rather cut off my little pinky.
Come on, let's dance on the ceiling today.
We don't have any of his.
Let's just play Lionel all night long, all night.
He's 75 today.
A lot of hits, though, and he's written hits for other people too.
Yeah, he was the front man for the Commodores.
Yeah, right.
Wrote many songs for other people. He's also an American Idol judge.
He is that, yes.
Michael Anthony probably doesn't ring a bell to most. 70 today, longtime bassist for the Hall of Fame rock band Van Halen.
Van Halen, yeah.
And John Taylor is 64 today, longtime bass player for the band Duran Duran.
Mm-hmm.
So those are some birthdays for you. If you're having one, happy birthday to you. Today on The Breakfast Show, we'll be talking to folks from Farm Credit Services of America, Pearson Physical Therapy, and Matt probably will be our guest on the phone with Subway sandwiches. We'll find out what Matt's up to today, whether he's fixing a fridge or putting in a new toaster or...
my money's on an ice machine today.
That might be a good bet.
That's where my money's at. I'm going to say he's going to work on an ice machine today.
Good bet. I think you're on there. Tomorrow, just to preview tomorrow's show, we'll be broadcasting live from Sargent as they're getting things underway as early as tomorrow evening at Sargent for the Sargent Fair and Choke Cherry Jamboree. And they have all sorts of activities lined up for the whole family. We'll find out more about that tomorrow on the show. And then next week, I think there's a couple festivals next weekend and lots of things in between. So we'll try to keep track of everything for you. I know you don't like snakes too much.
Not a fan. No, not a big fan. I will say I'm not as scared as I was earlier in my life.
Yeah, I think that,
I've tried. I think it's just the man thing. You know, you're like, come on, Brett, it's
man
a little
up.
garter snake. Exactly.
Yeah.
Man up, dude. So I've tried to do that over the years, but I still, not a fan. I don't like snakes.
Well, later on, we're going to tell you about a video that showed a snake hiding in a girl's bed with her stuffy toys.
Yeah.
Yeah. True story.
Yeesh.
Australia was the location. We'll talk about that later.
Oh, great, thanks.
Something to
look forward to that.
Also, this half hour, our Farmers National Dave Davis report. Kathy will be giving you all the updates needed to know what's coming up for sales, auctions, and real estate sales. That's coming up towards the end of this hour. Also, during the show today, we'll be giving you a chance to register for tomorrow's drawing of $75 cash in honor of KCNI's 75th anniversary. We'll be doing that later on in the show. If you happen to get lucky and have your name drawn and get the $75 cash, Then you'll be eligible for $750 cash drawing in September, and also someone's going to win a beautiful grill from Ace Hardware. Sits out in front here in the breezeway, and you'll be able to cook all your meals on it. It's a dude. It's big.
It's big.
Yeah. Stainless steel, beautiful Weber grill. So those are some of the things that are coming up today. Let's play the game, shall we?
All right, let's do. Here we go. Asking questions about cats, because June is Adopt a Cat Month.
Meow.
Here's your question for today. In which country were over 300,000 mummified cats found? Which country were there over 300,000 mummified cats found? Your choices are Japan, Chile, Egypt, or Russia. If you know, call us at 872-2801.
The Get Up and Go Breakfast Show.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did we wake you up?
Nebraska's favorite way to start the day on KCNI KBBN.
Summertime and outdoor activities just go together, and Geared for Sports has what you need, whether you're a participant or a spectator. Stop in often to check out their daily in-store specials. You will find them open Monday to Friday 10 to 6, Saturdays 10 to 4, and on Sundays all summer long from noon to 4. Geared for Sports carries a great selection of apparel for the summer heat, as well as all the gear you need to play your favorite sport. Geared for Sports on the west side of the square in Broken Bow.
Henry's Beach Bar and Grill is the place to be during the Pioneer Picnic, June 28th and 29th in Callaway. Friday night boasts the best karaoke around with Thunder Karaoke from 9 p.m. until 1 a.m. Then on Saturday morning, go and enjoy Henry's famous Bloody Mary starting at 9:30 a.m. And don't miss Henry's annual cornhole tournament at 1, and then dance the night away with 3 bands. Drew Phillips starts at 8:30, followed by Downtown Nowhere, and partying deep into the night with Pocket and his band. Henry's is a place to relax, have fun, and party during the Pioneer Picnic in Callaway. See you there. 7:44, we have Joey on the line. Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you today?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Oh, not too darn bad. What's up for the day? You got to work?
Yeah.
Ah, man. Well, it's almost the weekend. You have to work weekends?
No.
Okay, so you can make today and tomorrow, and then you can kind of take it easy.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe we can get you a prize here that you can use over the weekend. Here's Brent.
All right, Joey, here's your question. In which country were there over 300,000 mummified cats found? Did they find them in Japan, Chile, Egypt, or Russia?
Egypt.
Yes, of course it was Egypt. You got it, my man. And because you've answered correctly, we got a certificate that's going to get you a free personal pan pizza from Pizza Hut here in Broken Bow. So swing on out and see us when you can.
Okay.
Thanks, Joey. Have a good one.
Yep, you too.
All right, thank you very much. Appreciate it. As we mentioned, the Dave Davis Farmers National Report will be coming up towards the end of this half hour. In the meantime, ladies and gentlemen, here's Kenny Wayne Shepherd.
Sandhills Drive never sounded so good.
In the mornings, we don't have to fight over the radio because it's one station.
You're listening to The Breakfast Show.
Good morning, everyone. This is Kathy Eberly reporting for Dave Davis Auction Service and Farmers National Company. To start with, Dave Davis Auction Service is having Pat Bridges Estate and Guest Consigners Household Collectibles and Shop Items. That auction will be at the Custer County Fairgrounds this Saturday starting at 9 a.m. It will be in the open air arena. You can watch for our signs, and there will be lunch on the grounds, and that is the Patricia Bridges Estate and Guest Consigner Household Collectibles and Shop Items this Saturday starting at 9 a.m. in the open air arena. Some of the items are electric fireplace with remote. There's recliners, wooden chairs, oak writing rolled top desk, coffee tables, three-piece table set, end tables. There's file cabinets, sewing machine, beds. There's a mantel clock, an oak wall phone, a bronze western statue, railroad lantern, elk pitcher, a Russell pitcher. There's Longenberger Christmas ornaments, Boyd bears, a railroad signals, a lantern. There's old typewriters. There's a Stella Harmony guitar, golf bag and clubs, KitchenAid mixer, coffee grinders, all kinds of kitchenware, lots of yarn, an eyeglass washer, antique toys, antique scales, hand wringer, a post office box doors. There's a mountain bike with 2 extra saddles and bicycle computer, a treadmill, a patio set, antique yard chairs, antique wooden child's wagon. There's flower pots. There's a new ping pong table. Then there's lawnmowers, shop, and miscellaneous items. There's a zero-turn riding lawnmower with bagger. There's a tiller there, shop lights, game calls. There's 30 duck decoys, old trapping snares, fishing reels, fishing supplies, utility cart, lawn swing, and lots of other items. You can look at our sale bill if you want to online, or you can stop in our office and get one also. But again, that's going to be this Saturday. If you want to look Friday afternoon, there will be somebody there too that you can stop by and look. There's also going to be an 8-foot display cabinet there that was consigned that was consigned later. But if you have any questions, you can give Jim a call at 870-1785. And we hope to see you there this Saturday. Going over to Farmers National Company, we do have a new listing at 540 South E Street. It's highway frontage. It's a commercial property that has 646 square feet office building. And then there's a service garage that has 1,056 square feet with 2 bays equipped with compressor and 2-pull hoist. And that is located right on Highway 2 at 540 South E Street. Another new listing is at 1438 South G Street. It's a wonderful family home, very large, very nice, large ranch-style home. Open living room with a bay window. Dining space is open to the kitchen, has patio doors to the backyard. Main floor has 2 bathrooms and 3 bedrooms. Master bedroom does have a master bathroom. It's a very nice, large kitchen. Lower level has large family room with wood stove, 2 more bedrooms, 3rd bathroom with laundry and storage room. Attached oversized double garage. It's a corner lot with mature trees, fenced-in backyard, and a nice deck patio area. This home is move-in ready. That's at 1438 South G Street. Another new listing is at 711 North J Street. It also is a nice ranch-style home. Nice-sized living room with picture window. Dining space is open to the kitchen and living room with patio door going out to the backyard. Kitchen has lots of cabinets and counter space. Main floor has 2 bathrooms and 3 bedrooms. Master bedroom does have a master bathroom. Main floor laundry right off of the kitchen. Then the lower level has a large family room, 2 more bedrooms, 3rd bathroom, and storage room. This home has been very well cared for. Attached, oversized double garage, large backyard with patio area, nice utility shed, and mature trees. This home is located on the edge of town at 711 North J Street. At 535 South C Street, we have a very cute home. Has an entry closet. Living room features picture window and vinyl plank flooring. Kitchen has dark cabinets, built-in microwave and gas range. There's 2 bedrooms and 1 bathroom on the main floor. And then there's a newly finished basement with family room, 3rd bedroom, 2nd bathroom with laundry. Windows replaced in 2020 and 2024. Backyard is mostly fenced in and has its own patio area. Move-in ready at 535 South C Street. At 650 South K Street, this one's had a price reduction. The dining room is open to the kitchen and living room. There are 3 bedrooms on the main floor. Master bedroom has a master bath. Lower level has a half bath with laundry area and nice family room with French doors leading out to the backyard. Has a 15 by 33 swimming pool with privacy fence. Then there's also a fenced-in side yard with playground equipment. This is an all-electric home with a heat pump, and it's had a price reduction at 650 South K Street. At 1711 Cherokee Lane, this one also has had a price reduction. Cute kitchen has subway tile backsplash, lots of counter space, and is open to the dining room. Kitchen appliances are staying with the home. Laundry area is located off of the kitchen with extra storage. Addition was added in the back for a nice living room. There's 4 bedrooms and 1 bathroom, mostly all newer flooring and lots of fresh paint. Newer style windows, everything is on one level. Corner lot with fenced-in backyard, storage shed, and patio area. Attached single garage. That's at 1711 Cherokee Lane. I think that sums it up for this week. I'd like to thank you all for listening. I hope you all have a great day. This has been Kathy Eberly for Farmers National Company and Dave Davis Auction Service. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Kathy. Appreciate it. Always good to have your report, your update. Lots of things going on with Farmers National, Dave Davis Realty. Brent Apperson has his American Legion Baseball Dairy Queen shirt on today because he's going to be doing baseball, a hard 7 o'clock start time at Paul Brown Field tonight.
Yeah.
And it looks like the weather's going to cooperate. Lexington coming up?
Lexington tonight. Yep.
All right.
Yeah,
All
we'll
right.
have it on KBBN. Do I have time to give a shout-out before the top of the hour?
Yeah.
I think it was this week. Someone showed me, I saw it on social media too, but I believe it was the Grand Island Independent, recognized Kelly Cooksley, who is a teacher and coach at Broken Bow Public Schools. They recognized him as their Coach of the Year for helping lead the Broken Bow girls golf team to their 4th consecutive Class C state championship. So if you have an opportunity to check out the Grand Island Independent, we encourage you to do so. I haven't had an opportunity to read the full story yet, but a well-deserved honor. Congratulations, Kelly, and well-deserved.
I'm glad you brought that up. News is next. Following this from America with Horse with No Name.
On the first part of the journey, I was looking at all the life
Fulton to slow the vehicle. The Jeep eventually came to a stop in the median and the driver ran. NSP said the vehicle was determined to be stolen out of Ohio. Troopers in Buffalo County deputies searched the area with a thermal drone and located the driver in the I-80 ditch. The driver, Thomas Hernandez, age 33, of Fullerton, California, was arrested for flight to avoid arrest, willful reckless driving, and theft by unlawful taking. He was lodged in Howell County Corrections. This has been a Nebraska News Update. I'm Jack Simpson reporting from Central Nebraska's news source.
From the Fox Sports Studios in Los Angeles, here's Eddie Garcia.
In NBA news, the Detroit Pistons fired their head coach Monty Williams after one season. They do it just over 2 months after the regular season ended, a regular season where the Pistons were a league worst 14-68. Williams is still owed $65 million to not coach the team. In baseball, the Orioles get by the Yankees 7 6 and 10 innings in a battle of the top two teams in the AL East. Baltimore now a game and a half back in New York in the tightest division race in baseball. Garrett Cole made his season debut for New York coming back from injury. He tossed 62 pitches, went 4 innings, 2 runs, 3 hits, 5 strikeouts, 1 walk in a no decision. Padres snap a 9-game road losing streak with a win over the top team in the National League. They beat the Phillies in Philadelphia 5-2. Rockies walk off with a 7-6 win over the Dodgers. Mets 7-game winning streak is snapped with a 5-3 loss to the Rangers. And a battle of division leaders, the Guardians shut out the Mariners 8-0. Josh Naylor, a couple of homers, 4 RBI for Cleveland.
Here's your weatherology forecast. I'm meteorologist Jennifer Wojcicki. Slight chance of thunderstorms today, otherwise cloudy skies expected. Highs level off around 83. Southeasterly winds 10 to 15 miles per hour. Partly cloudy skies tonight, slight chance for storms 66. High of 87 tomorrow, slight chance for storms. From the Weatherology Weather Center, I'm staff meteorologist Jennifer Wojcicki.
Currently 64 under a dark cloudy sky, and we still have some light fog out there this morning. Winds are out of the southeast, less than 5 miles per hour. Barometric pressure steady at 30.22, humidity at 97%. High yesterday warmed up to 72. Actually, it was quite nice yesterday afternoon with an overnight low of 63 degrees. Sunset today at 9:15. Sunrise tomorrow morning at 6:05. 4 inches and 46 precipitation measured in this month of June. 8:05, you're listening to the Get Up and Go Breakfast Show on a Thursday. Andrew is here from Pearson's Physical Therapy. Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Good. Did you have a good time for Big Sky?
We did. It was a full weekend and nice weather, and the kids had tons of things to do, and my wife was busy at the store, and so yeah, it was a fun weekend. It was tiring also,
Yeah.
but it was fun. Yeah.
Well, it was a lot going on, and we happened to be there when the plane come over and dropped the ping pong balls. That's always kind of fun to watch.
It is. That's a kind of a unique, fun thing to see that and to see the kids go crazy and then the balls are raining down on everybody.
I think their first pass, they actually dropped a little further east than what the kids thought, so they just went running down the street. I'm sure they found all the ping pong balls, and that was fun. They had a great weekend and good food and we'll and rodeo and all the things that Big Sky's known for. So
yeah, I think it's I think all these, you got Sargent coming up this week, and I think all these small town celebrations around here are a blast if you get a chance to go partake. It's fun just because I think people need that little break to kind of come together, and everybody's kind of in their daily grind and doing what they do, and it's nice to have a little bit of a break and come in and have some community. So it's good.
Yeah, and I think it gives them, each community, a chance to just kind of say, this is our home. You're welcome, enjoy, and a little pride there that comes out of those celebrations. So.
Yeah, I agree. We've, not being from the area, my wife's from Anselmo, and we've been back 11 years now. We moved here from Lincoln in 93, or 13. But, in Anselmo especially, in the town you see a certain amount of people, but then a lot of the community lives out in the country around there, and so it's a chance to sort of start to, for me, connect the dots on who all actually is part of Anselmo.
Right.
And so that's been fun over the years, and then with the addition of the store, that's done it even more, as far as like seeing people on a regular basis and talking with people more, other than just like maybe seeing somebody at the gas station.
Right.
Every once in a while you see somebody and not know exactly how they're connected to the rest of the families around there. So yeah.
And of course, you've met a lot of people doing what you do at Pearson Physical Therapy, helping people get better and get going again. And I'm sure you've made a lot of friends that way too.
Yeah, I mean, that's a big part of therapy is, sort of this sense of being a service to the community, I think. We have I was just telling you guys a little bit ago, we have a student right now, and part of that when you have a therapy student is going through all the particulars of the day-to-day and how you actually do your treatments and, all the little particular considerations. But the thing I always tell them is, ultimately this is a service job, and it's about making connections with people and having them feel like they're in the right place and they're, sort of like a team kind of a thing, and and you're on their team and you kind of work together as a team, and especially I think is if you're loving what you do, I mean, it just kind of comes naturally, but that's probably the biggest gratification, is just that you start to feel more and more connected to the community. And then when you do go out and you go to these events or just, out and about somewhere and you see people, you get that good feedback that, hey, you can tell that they had a good experience, and that to hear what they're doing since they've been in kind of things. And those are great. I really enjoy running into people and hearing what's going on and what's going well, and this is going really good, but I think I need to get back in to see about this, that kind of a thing.
Yeah.
So that part is really gratifying, and I think we all have things in our daily jobs that are a bit of a grind, but hopefully have something in. If it's connected to people, then it always makes it a little bit easier, and it makes it a little bit more enjoyable to go work and help people. So I think somebody told me one time, if you're feeling down and feeling kind of like some self-pity, is the easiest way to fix that is just to go help somebody else do something, And I think that's something that I am lucky I get to do that every single day.
Yeah, you do.
So no matter what happens, once you delve into the day there and you start helping people, you can't help but to walk away feeling better. So, yeah.
What are some of the things that you're helping people with right now? I know that this is the first official day of summer on the calendar, right? But I think most of us feel like we're right smack dab in the middle of summer right now.
Right.
And we are all doing a little bit more than we did all winter long and spring even. So what are you seeing right now?
I get that question all the time. People are always, I think, trying to guess when they talk to me. I can always tell they're trying to guess. Now, you're probably, are you seeing sports things? Are you seeing, this? And honestly, we see a little bit of everything all year long. And there might be some highs and lows. Like lately, you get people out in the yards more, and they maybe have flared their hips and their backs or their shoulders more because they're out doing repetitive things more. Sometimes it's the change of, I went from not doing this and now I am doing this, and that can really vary with everybody depending on what it is they do. We have work comp issues. We have people who've been putting off a surgery for years, and then they think, well, this is the best time for me to do it for me. So really, it's a little bit of everything all the time. I mentioned the student is that whenever we have students up here, I feel like our clinic is a really great rotation for PT students because there is such a variety in a rural community. You see a little bit of everything. So you might see people who have foot pain. You might see people who have shoulder or neck pain. And we even get some pediatric cases here and there. Not a ton, but, sometimes we get those where we need to help with developmental things. We get elderly cases that might have arthritic issues or even like Parkinson's or MS, things like that. So it's kind of a big hodgepodge of a little bit of everything. And that's again, from a work and therapy standpoint, it's fun to see a variety of things because you get to challenge your brain in different ways and not always be seeing the same case. We see a lot of the standard, low backs and shoulders and knee issues, and those are always great. Again, it's, if you fall back to that, even though you maybe see a lot of total knee replacements throughout the year, each individual is different, so each of those cases has its own interesting parts of them that you have to work on. So, yeah.
Andrew, I wonder how many times, of course, you can't give me those numbers, but I know frequently people find out about other health issues. Let's say they're going to have a knee replacement or a hip replacement, and they go for that pre-op, and the doctors tell them, you've got a little tick in your heart, your blood pressure's way out of whack. I mean, sometimes you're the gateway to find out about other things, aren't you?
That's right. I think the case that we see a lot is that somebody will be referred, or they'll come for one particular thing, and then you always, you got to get to know the situation and know everything that's been going on, because there might be something else that's contributing. So, we get a history, and then as you're working with people, you end up talking with them. And then, sometimes I find that people, once they start to get a little experience in physical therapy, they have this opening awareness that, I didn't realize you guys did this or did that. Or they might see other people in the clinic that they can tell, they're helping them with this kind of thing,
Right.
And so then they're like, I didn't realize that you guys worked with headaches and that kind of thing, or, balance issues, those kind of things. So then all of a sudden they might bring up something that, I've got this too, is that something we could talk about too, And so that is super common, where you'll start working with somebody, and then it might, evolve into something else. Or maybe you say, okay, let's focus on this right now and get this where we want it to be, and then we'll deal with that foot pain or that neck pain or whatever it might be. So yeah, that happens very frequently. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And so that's another thing, talking to the student therapist is this ongoing, you just got to have a conversation going. And that's pretty gratifying, just because sometimes those are the things that have always just kind of been on the back burner for that individual, and they haven't really felt like it was anything they needed to bring up to their physician, or they didn't even know where to go with it, kind of a thing.
Yeah.
And so that's really gratifying that they've sort of had this hey, this is something I might get help with, even though I've had it for X amount of years, so.
Yeah, and sometimes I think that suggestion that you make and your fellow employees make is that if you're going to have some sort of a replacement surgery, knee, or I think hips are a little different because they pop them in and you walk out the door. But there's still some preparation for those that can really, really help. So if maybe you're carrying a few extra pounds, you haven't been very physical at walking or anything, it's a good idea. You've taught us to start doing that before the surgery, right?
Yeah. I think in general, I mean, there's never really an argument against trying to get stronger and move better. Most of us, as we get older, we get into our daily routines, the work routines, and a lot of the regular stretching, regular strengthening kind of goes by the wayside. And you might be very tired at the end of your day, which a lot of us are, and then you're like, I got a good workout because I'm pretty fatigued here at the end of the day. But I do the same thing. You think, I'm good,
Yeah.
But it's something different about going through like a systematic routine of exercises and stretching, and then sometimes if you're having trouble, which a lot of times is the case if somebody's sort of already in that path of needing surgery, is the pain has been the limiting thing. So that's not uncommon, where we can find a pathway so that, in the maybe month or so before your surgery, we find a way to continue to get you benefit from a mobility standpoint, from a strengthening standpoint, which maybe just didn't realize, well, if we do it this way, or if we pick this exercise versus that exercise, then we can, or do some of the treatments, some of the dry needling and some of the other things that we've kind of talked about here. It helps to kind of calm down inflammatory processes that are keeping people from doing things.
Mm-hmm.
And all of a sudden, they're going into that procedure in a better place, in a stronger place, and so then they can have a better successful outcome. So yeah, the hip replacements you mentioned, you're right. They usually that they're able to go right away or fairly quick. There are some cases though where, and I'll just mention this, there are some cases where, if you think about what led to a joint replacement, usually they're having a fair amount of trouble, and they maybe have been favoring away from it for a while. So they might have quite a bit of weakness and limitation in how they move for quite a while before they have it. So you might have, even though you've got a new joint, you still might have some dysfunction in how well you're walking and how strong that area is. Because one of the most common things that we see is that maybe years down the road, I just had somebody here recently say, I want you to watch how I walk, because somebody mentioned to me, and they're kind of worried about how they look when they walk. And so we kind of delved into it, and the person had a fall and fractured their hip and ended up having a hip replacement. And, that hip is better. It's good because the replacement was done, but but how well that strength came back didn't just happen.
Right.
You know, so then for years and years, she had always favored. And then the reason she came to see me was because her opposite side was giving her trouble because she favored it for years and years and then just started to have overload issues. So it's worth, I think, you know, and you can talk to your surgeon, and most of those guys are really great about, like, yeah, if you feel like you want to get some therapy and try to get squared away, and, you know, sometimes it's simple enough to say, here, work on this, this, and this, and, you know, keep working on it. And some people need a little bit more help with that. But even though the joint is usually moving great and they're doing pretty well from a post-op standpoint, getting that strength and function back in that surgical side is still important to do.
Yeah, I think we need to remind ourselves too, and I think you'll agree with me, that anytime you do a surgery, you're invasive, and it's stress on the body and that stamina too.
Yeah.
So don't take these too lightly, because it's really a major surgery.
They are. They've done a great job. That technology and the procedures have come a long ways, and they're using computers and robot technology and all this now to make it all better and better. And they're getting better. And really, all those surgeries are very successful. When you look at the percentage of them, they're great. But you're right. I mean, there's a lot going on to the body. When everything goes perfectly normal, it's still a lot of trauma, and everybody reacts to that differently. The body, because it is a trauma, it's still going to have inflammation, it's still going to have pain, it's still going to have some limitation there, and that process a lot of times needs help to kind of figure out how to get through that to where you're at a point where you're getting back to normal. Yeah.
Right. And again, you do all sorts of work with people, whether they have surgery or they have a sprained ankle or whatever the situation may be.
Yeah, I think anything where something's either bothering you or you feel like it's, even like we've had a guy who just having this like nagging tingling in his hand. He's a farmer rancher and just had this hanging around for a couple of years, and we started to look at some of the things that contribute to that, and then it doesn't just go away like that, but we had to kind of work the process, and then just here he's starting to say, yeah, it's not nearly what it used to be. It's calming down kind of a thing. So some of those things that doesn't necessarily keep him from doing what he's doing, but it's just annoyance kind of a thing. So there's a whole myriad of things that anything that you might consider needing some help for, at least come in and we can chat with you and see if it's something that we can help with.
All right. Andrew Mason, Pearson Physical Therapy, thanks a lot. It's always good to see you.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Appreciate the information, and have a great week.
You too. Hey, I was going to mention real quick, because Aaron Nelson, the other therapist at Pearson, is doing water aerobics. It's supposed to be for today at 5. I don't know if the weather's going to cooperate with that up at the municipal pool. We've done that the last few summers. We do a few sessions of water aerobics up there for people. So if you're interested, maybe call the clinic this afternoon, and we'll see how the weather pans out. And if it doesn't look like there's going to be any trouble, she'll probably go ahead with it at 5 o'clock.
Right.
But you might, if you're interested, you might call the clinic maybe this afternoon and see for sure if it's going to be going ahead. So
okay, glad you brought that up.
Thanks.
We'll take a time out with these words on the Get Up and Go Breakfast Show.
Aero Aviation, let us take control.
Remember the time you used to spend fighting weeds and bugs? Now you can spend that time elsewhere, because aerial application is your best advantage against these problems. Let Aero Aviation take control.
When you need a helping hand to get the most from your land, Aero Aviation, let us take control.
For over 50 years, Aero Aviation has served the area. Contact Casey for your aerial application today.
When the weather warms up, Varney Pharmacy in Broken Bow has the products you need. The sun can soak up your skin's moisture. Shop their great selection of moisturizing lotions and creams with specific products for all ages. Prevent burns with spray or rub-on sunscreens in a variety of SPF options. And should you get a burn, they have the aftercare products that will help your skin heal as well. Varney Pharmacy, downtown Broken Bow.
Good morning. Good morning.
You're listening to the Get Up and Go Breakfast Show with Dave and Brent.
Good morning to you.
Charlie Crockett, I'm Just a Clown. Fits nicely right here on the Get Up and Go Breakfast Show. 8:27, as promised, we have Farm Credit Services of America in the studio now. We have 3 guests. Brent, jump right in. Do you know these people, these 2 ladies? I know them for sure.
Yeah, I don't know. They kind of, all 3 of these people look kind of familiar. But how about we just have them introduce themselves?
That would be great.
Huh?
Let's start in the corner.
Who wants to start?
I'm Jenny Denson.
I'm Chris Bailey.
I'm Heather Wright.
All right, we know who you are, and we know where you've been, so we are going to have to be careful here.
Unfortunately.
Move that mic just a little closer, Heather. There you go. There you go. A big part of what Farm Credit Services does, and I think Paul mentioned that when he was back here last time, Chris, was crop insurance, and that's a big part of what you do. Not all of what you guys do, but it's a pretty big deal, isn't it?
Oh, it's a real big deal. I mean, that is what all 3 of us do day in, day out. It's just crop insurance and risk management.
Can you kind of describe the difference? Can you kind of describe the term risk management, how that plays into what is it? Is it all about the insurance, minimizing the risk of the loss part of it, Heather?
Yep.
Okay.
That's exactly right. So we just help to manage the risk for all of our producers, whether it's cattle or crops or anything like that, or even mainly revenue is a big part right now too. So.
All right. Now, you said cattle, and I think a lot of people out there listening may be thinking only crop.
Mm-hmm.
So if I'm a rancher, what do I cover on my cattle? Is it loss from lightning? Is it, Chris, it's how they're pointing at you.
My turn. No, it's LRP. It's called livestock risk protection. So that's a decline in the price.
Okay.
So we're protecting the price, not lightning or anything like that.
Not the actual health of the animal, but the actual
what you can get
return.
Yeah. Yep. This has been a hot topic for probably the last 2 or 3 years, and it still is catching on a lot. It's a federally subsidized product, and it's really flexible. It's got the cattle producer in mind. It goes off the CME futures board. It's a daily quote every day, and it at the end the CME index is what it settles on.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Now, I would think maybe 10 years ago, just 10 years ago, if you brought up there could be an insurance for the actual return on the raising of a calf up to a marketable steer or whatever, they would have kind of chuckled and said, no, we don't get that. That's the crop side of things. But that's changed then.
Yes, very much so. Yeah, the days of just taking your calves to the sale barn and just hoping that you get what you want, this kind of really mitigates that.
Mm-hmm.
Gives lets them cattle producers sleep at night, knowing that there's something there protecting them.
All right. Now, if you're a cattle producer and you're still a bit of a gambler, you can probably do it the old-fashioned way too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yep.
The excitement of the auction, that's got to be somewhat of a thrill, or a real downer, right?
Yeah.
And it's been so profitable for guys with this crazy market that we've had for the last few years that even some insurance companies aren't selling it anymore because they are paying out so often and like reducing even commissions for some people. So it's been a really good product to have.
I bet. I mean,
so
I get the risk management now because if you know you're going to at least break even or make a little money, you can sleep better at night.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
The other big thing I would add to that too is that it is a lot more farmer friendly as compared to the olden days. Years ago when this was available to producers, it just didn't have much traction because it wasn't farmer friendly at all. And it's very simple to write. It's very simple to understand now. And the subsidies are really good.
Yeah,
so.
You're essentially putting on a put and not having, you don't have any margin calls or anything like that, so you can.
Yeah.
Very flexible. I mean, it goes off per head. It's not like going out on the board and trying to do load lots, 40,000-pound contracts. I mean, you can write one head all the way up to 25,000 head, so it's very flexible.
Very flexible.
And we do have producers that do that. We do have producers that only have a couple of head, and they want to protect it, so we write it for them.
Yeah, why not? You're going to feed them. You're going to put the money into them. If you know you're going to at least get some profit back, or at least break even. And it must be pencil out as affordable, right?
Yes.
Yep. Yeah. And the paperwork side of it, you mentioned simple. That sounds really good.
Is this just cattle related, or is this for any type of livestock that is available, or it just depends?
So we mostly just use it for cattle, but it is for swine as well.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So, yep. If you got
And it's
any-
mainly more for feeders and fed cattle. It's not for any bred. You know, if you're trying to sell already bred, there's no price for that necessarily.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow, that's a great product. And to put that along with the crop side, which has been around a while, is the writing up crop insurance less paperwork than it used to be, or is it still pretty complicated?
I would say it's become so much more complicated over the years. When I first started doing this, it was very simple decisions. Let's choose which revenue product you want and move forward. Now you can virtually do just about anything you want with this type of insurance to protect your revenue. So it's become, in my opinion, really complicated. And there are so many different products that you can write in addition to just your straight multi-peril coverage that there's just a lot of considerations to think about and how you want to structure your policy.
So guys, with that thought in mind, there are a lot of good reasons to come to you and sit down across the table and have a discussion. What are my options and what works for me? Am I going to buy more than I need because I have all these choices?
Right.
I'm confused. Can you help me type of conversations?
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly. I would totally agree with that. The other thing that I think is worth mentioning too, we really try and structure the policy to our producers and their operations. We're not driven by any type of commission. We don't make commission. That's not a consideration for us. And so really what we'll do is really sit down and tailor it to what is going to work best for you and for your operation. So
yeah, we want to keep these guys, because we are on the loan side also, we want to keep them in operation. I mean, we want them to be profitable. So we're going to make sure that they're not overpaying for insurance and they're getting what they need to keep them in business. So
well, that makes sense. I mean, even just from the strictly business side, those products also give you a chance to sleep at night and know that the cost is covered on the loan then. Because it's difficult, I'm sure, sitting down and making that business plan every year, because I think farmers and ranchers pretty much have to do it annually, don't they?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. It's every year, everything changes, you know.
Yes.
Yeah.
You can do one product this year and then totally switch it up and do another.
Okay. All right. Well, I've learned something today. First thing I was thinking about was insurance on livestock would be for peril out in the field. I think they do have such a thing. I mean, you can be, you know, if they wander into a lagoon or something, you can have coverage for that sort of thing. But this is totally different.
Yep.
All right. So, question: you have a new old guy back at the bank now. Is he behaving himself?
he is.
It depends.
I was going to say the last name of Bernie always, I think, would give you hesitation, wouldn't it?
So how many people do work at Farm Credit Services? I know you have this location and others, but actually right here in this beautiful facility that you have,
Is it 11?
I was going to say 10 or 11.
Yeah.
I think
Wow.
11.
Yep.
Wow.
But you can see, I mean, on any given day, people from different offices like Kearney and Grand Island. So
Now, Chris, how long have you been?
Started in March of 2022, so almost 2.5 years.
2.5 years now. The ladies here are veterans. They've been there a while.
Yep.
Why? What do you like about it? That's a question I'd like to ask all of you here. But what do you like about working in this field, Heather?
I love working there. I love the people I work with, and I love the producers that I serve. So, I mean, that's a huge part, because you're constantly helping them and problem solving for them, and that's what I love.
Yeah. If you wake up and you're ready to go to work, if you wake up and you want to go to work, or you don't dread going to work, that tells you something, doesn't it?
It totally does. Yes.
Yep. Yeah, I totally agree with that. I would say the relationships with the producers, the relationships with my coworkers, I feel like I work with my family every day. They know way too much about me. This particular time of year, too, I love, because you're really putting that policy together for these producers, reporting their acres, making sure that that detail is correct and accurate, and just going to work every day, putting that stuff together. I just love it. The opposite of that, though, is every single time it storms, I just shudder, and I worry about these producers, and I worry about, the effect it's going to have on them. But then I also know they're well protected, and we're doing that for them. But my kids just know, my boys know. Oh no, it's like they just know that I'm going to be stressed about it for my producers.
Freaking out tonight.
Yes, yes.
Well, Chris, you haven't been there as long as the ladies have, but in this period of time, what have you enjoyed about it?
I just love working with producers day in and day out. Like we said a little bit before, we help them sleep at night, make the right choices for their operation. And anytime I get a working agriculture, and I guess not the reason, but one of the things I like about this job in particular is I get to work on the crop side and the cattle side, so I get a wide range of producers to work with and help. So,
yeah, and there's certainly differences between folks up in the Sandhills who ranch as compared to row crop producers. They all have different needs and different stories to tell, I'm sure.
Yeah.
I just had the opportunity recently to go up to the tour they had, the grassland tour up at McGinn and Cooksley ranches, and kind of the fire, the recovery from that terrible fire, the Cooksley fire. I could have, I was sorry I didn't go up sooner, because it was so interesting about all the intricate things that go on, and just making sure you have grass out there in the Sandhills. It's pretty amazing, isn't it? You probably get a lot of conversations about that sort of thing. Fire's good if there's not too much of it, that sort of thing.
Yep.
Yeah. The rains have been nice, Jenny. I mean, you got to be happy with what we've had weather-wise so far.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. It was a little touch and go there when they were trying to get planted, but for the most part, yeah, it's been wonderful. Everything looks really good, except for that. We did have some producers affected by the hail a couple weeks ago, that Friday storm.
Yeah, there's been some of that, and Brent and I were talking this morning about, we do the weather coverage, and we take rotating turns, and Brent's thinking, man, I'm off duty at 5 o'clock today on rotation, and we had, I don't know, have you covered a storm? One storm?
Well, it would have been last weekend. We had just one hit a portion of the county, like Friday night, I want to say, last Friday night. I think there was a warning that went into effect a little after 11 o'clock, but was over at midnight. It didn't really stay together.
Yeah, it didn't last very long. Did you get some sleep that night, Jenny?
I believe I did. It's kind of running all together, all of these, because I feel like we've had some kind of sketchy nights. The worst was that Friday, though, the 7th, I think.
The 7th.
Oh, that late afternoon one, yeah.
Yeah, that was a scary one, and we didn't even realize it was. Well, we're sitting in here. We can't see the clouds that you guys were seeing, but down Ansley Way and here even, then they found out there was a tornado near Arnold that actually happened and did some destruction. But those clouds were pretty creepy looking when I saw the pictures.
They were.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So hopefully we won't have any more of that.
Exactly.
No more.
Now, Heather, I can't help but think about you running the 100-meter dash.
Oh, jeez, we don't have to bring that up.
You were fast.
Thanks, I was.
You were fast.
It was the primitive word then, yes.
What's that?
Was.
Wow,
fast.
we're all slower than we used to be. But what was your time? You were running in the 12s, right?
12.4.
12.4. Yeah, she was a rabbit.
I have just it's a curious question on my part. Crop insurance. I think my mind just goes to someone being hailed out. What all is covered under crop insurance now?
Anything that God did.
Okay, all right. Yeah.
It's a good way to put it.
Yeah.
But also price protection.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
yeah, that's what I was wondering if maybe it went even beyond that just a little bit.
And it's going more beyond that. I mean, there's so many different private products that you can get. I mean, if a customer has a worry, we can find a product for them pretty much, because they're now they're doing a lot of revenue protection. There's even a thing called margin protection, and so we have lots of different ways that we can get a producer coverage for any worry that they may have, any risk that they may have. So,
can you help with these products? Are they government products or private company products?
Both. We sell both. We actually work with 5 different companies that sell crop insurance, and there is a subsidized government portion that is just the multi-peril, and they do have a lot more products, like even this livestock risk protection is also subsidized, but then you can get into a lot of private products too, and that's of course the more expensive because there isn't any government subsidy with that, but it also can tailor to what you need. So
I'm going to ask you if that's the reason that you can fit it a little bit better to whatever the situation is.
Yep.
Wow.
And every producer has different needs, so.
Yeah. Very interesting, guys. Thanks for... I've learned something, haven't you, Brett?
I have, yeah. Now, before we completely let you go, I got to turn over to Jenny here for just a minute. There's a baseball game tonight.
There is a baseball game.
And I assume you're going to be there.
I guess I'll go.
The last one, we were in Gothenburg covering that one, and your husband came up to me before the game started. He looked at me and says, Apperson, we're hitting a home run tonight. We're hitting a home run tonight. You guys hit a home run.
We did.
Tuesday night.
It was necessary, too.
So, yes, it was, wasn't it? So I'm curious, are you willing, since you're live on the air, are you willing to make that type of prediction here today?
Is it true or false? The air is thick outside. Is that gonna like hold it back?
And you don't. Weather conditions play a big part, and we don't know what it's going to be like, I guess, yet at 7 o'clock tonight.
I'm going to go out on a limb. I'm going to say yes.
Yes?
We're going to do it. We're going to do it.
All right.
Somebody's going to do it.
Yes.
Okay.
Can I ask you a question?
Yes, you can.
I walked away from my radio yesterday, and I came back to a conversation about a pig's ear.
Oh, my. Please don't.
Well, and I didn't hear the question.
Okay. In this, Ryan Anderson was in with the Garden Center, and they have some pet products.
Yes.
And one of them is pig ears.
Yeah.
And sometimes in this business, in an attempt to be a good interviewer, you ask a question that after you ask it, you realize is the dumbest question that may have ever been asked in the history of radio. And so I looked at Ryan and I said, so how big are the pig ears? And Ryan just kind of looks at me. He goes, well, kind of like it's the size of a pig ear. You know?
Kind of size. Depends on the size of the pig.
Yeah, depends on the size of the pig.
At Brett's behalf, I was the same way. I didn't think they were real.
Oh.
I thought they were just called.
That's where my mind was going. I'm like, well, maybe they're made out of something
bakery
else.
Item.
Well, I thought it was.
I guess I was thinking about the size of Dumbo's ears or something. Do they make them that big? But yeah, it was one of those questions where after you ask it, you're just like, that was kind of dumb, wasn't it?
Well,
so yeah, that was the whole pig ear thing.
Yeah, that's what happened there. But I have to admit, I thought they were like something that just had a marketing name, pig ear, and you figured they chewed on them. But Ryan said they have the veins and everything. I mean, it's just an actual pig ear.
Yep.
I don't know if you have a bucket full of pig ears or.
I know. But thanks for bringing that up. We're gonna. That's the garden center, folks. So Ryan Anderson will mark that down. Yeah, like Jenny said, cha-ching.
We appreciate your help.
Trying to reach our bottom line there for the end of June coming up.
Yes, and if they ever come up with a policy for radio stations where we, can limit our risks, let us know.
Yes, good point.
We might be interested. Well, thanks, guys. So much fun to have you in. Appreciate it. And I'm glad that you guys are coming in on a regular basis. And I'll thank Paul for kind of encouraging Ryan to do that, because I think we're going to have some great conversations.
Yeah. Yes, we appreciate the airtime.
Yeah,
Thank you.
absolutely.
Now, speaking of Paul,
Yes.
Heather, you remember, and we talked about this last time, you were at our house.
Mm-hmm.
We were playing pitch.
Yes.
And I thought we were having a good time. And we were playing partners. And Paul didn't do well in the pitch. And do you remember what he did? He, got mad and quit, didn't he?
Gosh, that is really going back in time. I can't remember exactly, but it sounds like something he'd do.
Paul's competitive?
Yeah, I know.
Oh, yeah.
Weird.
I think we all are a little bit. So.
Yeah, but quitting a pitch game, come on. Thanks, guys.
Thanks for having us.
Oh, a lot of fun. Farm Credit Services of America, stop by and ask how they can help you if you're a producer out there. We'll take a time out with these words.
Right now is the time to schedule your child's school and sports physicals with Central Nebraska Medical Clinic. For your convenience, immunizations are also available during physical exams. Scheduling an appointment is easy. Just call 872-2486. Don't delay. Schedule school and sports physicals today.
Central Nebraska Medical Clinic, the right care for your health care.
Do you have a laundry list of projects to do around your home? Refresh your space by completing the list of home improvement projects with the help of a HELOC from Burning Bank. If an updated look is not enough and you're ready to buy a new home, we can help with that too. Navigating a home purchase can be confusing, but it doesn't have to be. Let our friendly, experienced staff guide you to owning the home of your dreams. You can apply in person, online at burningbank.com, or give us a call at 308-872-2757 to get you started. Burning Bank, Equal Housing Lender, NMLS 473773, member FDIC.
Tina Feelgood.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Because
that kind of works.
Yeah, well, her last name is Hurt.
Yes.
So I thought, well, we just, because it doesn't mean hurt. Hurt's a very common name. But I think Tina Feelgood might be.
There you go. Yeah.
I'm sure I've found already that if I ask her, she'll tell me whether she likes it or not. She's kind of the Christy strain.
Yeah, you kind of sense that a little bit, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we could ask her right now.
Oh, okay. Yeah, there we go. It's intercom time. Do.
Good morning, this is Tina.
Hi, Tina. That's just so sweet, the way she answers when we contact her.
Yes, very nice. We're trying to find out a little bit more about our new employees.
Oh, okay.
How do you feel about snakes?
I hate snakes.
How do you feel about spiders?
I hate spiders.
I see. I told you she's very direct. And then if I give you a new nickname, I want to know whether you would like it or not.
Okay.
It's probably not that good, but I thought I'd just throw it by you. Tina Feelgood.
No, I really don't care for that one, Dave.
You don't like that one? Okay. Well, it pretty much takes care of that.
Can you go back to the thinking board and try again?
Was Tina? Tina, this Brent. What did you have? Have you had a nickname in the past, or do you have one that we don't know about?
In high school, I did. I don't even know where we came up with the name, but my nickname was Shasta because my maiden name is Prohaska. For some reason, I was Shasta.
Shasta. Okay.
Like the pop, I think.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. It's so long ago, I don't remember.
Oh, it's not been that long.
But otherwise, my nickname is usually Mom.
There you go. That's a pretty good nickname to have, though.
Pretty good one. Shasta, though, I kind of like that.
Yeah.
I got another one for you. Then we could call you Tab.
Tab?
Yeah. Since we're talking pop. Yeah.
Oh.
That's a discontinued pop.
Huh.
I remember Tab. It was awful. I didn't like it.
Very good.
I've never heard of it.
Well,
really?
Because you're young.
Oh, yeah.
Thanks, Tina.
Yeah, thanks.
Bye.
Boy, that dated us, didn't it?
Yeah.
Tab.
My oldest son had a girlfriend who was addicted to Tab.
Yeah.
And it was hard. They'd come up from Kansas City, and we drove all over Grand Island. We went down to a ball game, I think.
Uh-huh.
Paul was playing, and then she had to have a Tab. We drove all over Grand Island trying to find a Tab.
I drank a lot of Shasta pop back in the day, though.
Is Shasta the kind of the general, what do you call it, generic name for pop?
Yeah, a little bit. Going to Grandpa and Grandma's house out on the farm, it was always, for root beer floats, it was always Shasta root bear.
Shasta.
Oh, yeah.
I think we had a bit of Shasta at our place, too, because the budget was a little tight.
Exactly, yeah.
I understand by the chat box that Jack Simpson is a big sissy when it comes to spiders.
Really?
Yeah.
Come on, man up.
Says
Jack.
right here, ask Jack about spiders. And I would probably predict that he's, scared of spiders.
Spiders don't bother me, although I will say this. I've never come across a super big spider. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's not like I've ever encountered a tarantula or something like that, but just the little spiders that crawl around the house or whatever once in a while. I'm not too bothered by those.
They do good things. They get insects.
Yeah.
They'll catch some flies for you. The video we were talking about, I promised we'd talk about, shows a snake hiding in a girl's bed with her stuffy toys, her little, fluffy toys. Reptile experts were called in Australia to a home with a little girl who had found a red-bellied black snake hiding in her bed with her stuffed animals. And yes, they're very poisonous. They're high in venom.
Thank you so much for this story. It'll be so easy to crawl into bed tonight now. Thank you.
The snake catching company posted the video on social media And the snake was actually super calm, and the removal was uneventful. But if it would have bit her, it would have been terrible. You got your little teddy bear, got your little fluffy rabbit over there, and you separate them, and there's a little snake in there. Wow.
How big are those snakes? Did it mention?
Doesn't sound like they're real big,
Oh.
but they don't have to be big to be very
that's for sure
dangerous. We'll take a quick time out. When we come back, we've got news for you at 9. Stay tuned.
Tired of unexpected car troubles putting a misfire in your day? Introducing C&M Auto in Anselmo. For routine maintenance to major repairs of gas and diesel cars or light and heavy-duty trucks, go with C&M Auto. They boast the latest diagnostics to diagnose and fix your vehicle's issues with quick response and a very competitive labor rate. Plus emergency 24-hour service rates outside their 9 to 5 Monday through Friday hours. Call 308-749-2277 for C&M Auto, located south of Chandler's Honey off Highway 2 in Anselmo. C&M Auto.
You are listening to the Get Up and Go Breakfast Show. Go, go, go! On KCNI, KBBN, Broken Bow, Nebraska.
CBS News Brief. Tropical Storm Alberto comes ashore. The first named storm of the season rumbled inland over northeast Mexico last hour, dumping heavy rain on parched earth there. The system's triggered devastating floods in Texas. CBS's Dave Malkoff is in Corpus Christi.
There are some areas of the Texas coast that I'm looking at right now that are even more flooded than they were yesterday.
Fourth day of a heat wave begins in the east. Alex Kinney heads a children's camp in Kalamazoo.
We changed our schedule a little bit to have the hottest part of the day inside in our large gymatorium, and then just a lot more water jugs around. We're doing popsicle delivery, which is always fun to give a little bit of joy.
New York Governor Kathy Hochul plans to sign a bill into law today banning suggestive social media feeds for kids under 18.
They are being held captive to algorithms that are intentionally addictive, intended to pull them in and keep their attention.
CBS News Brief. I'm Deborah Rodriguez.
The IRS is the most powerful collection agency on earth. And if you owe back taxes, the news isn't good. The IRS has raised the interest rate it charges on unpaid taxes in recent years. This hits hard if you're behind on your taxes. Most people don't know it, but the IRS adds interest charges to your tax debts daily. If you owe the IRS today, you'll owe even more tomorrow. And it doesn't stop until you get right with the IRS. The good news is getting right can start with one phone call to Optima Tax Relief, America's #1 tax relief firm. Optima's tax professionals specialize in the Fresh Start Initiative, a powerful IRS program that can save you thousands if you qualify. A+ rated by the Better Business Bureau, the experts at Optima have resolved over $1 billion in tax debt for their clients. Call now for a free consultation.
Call 800-783-8055. That's 800-783-8055. 800-783-8055.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
From the Fox Sports Studios in Los Angeles, here's Kevin Wyatt.
Major League Baseball. The Baltimore Orioles beat the Yankees 7-6 in 10 innings in a battle of AL East rivals. It's Baltimore now a game and a half back of New York in those AL East standings. It's the tightest division race in baseball right now. Garrett Cole made his season debut for New York. He threw 62 pitches, 4 innings, allowing 2 runs, 3 hits, 5 strikeouts, 1 walk. He ended up picking a no decision. The San Diego Padres snapping a 9-game road losing streak, a 5-2 win over the top team in the National League, the Phillies. And in a battle of division leaders, the Guardians shut down the Mariners 8-0. Josh Naylor hitting 2 home runs, and he had 4 RBIs to support starter Tanner Beebe, who, along with 3 relievers, combined on a 3-hit shutout. Mets 7-game winning streak snapped in a 5-3 loss to the Rangers. The Twins' 6-game winning streak comes to an end in a 3-2 loss to the Rays.
Here's your weatherology forecast. I'm meteorologist Jennifer Wojcicki. Slight chance of thunderstorms. Today, otherwise cloudy skies expected. Highs level off around 83. Southeasterly winds 10 to 15 miles per hour. Partly cloudy skies. Tonight, slight chance for storms, 66. High of 87. Tomorrow, slight chance for storms. From the Weatherology Weather Center, I'm staff meteorologist Jennifer Wojcicki.
This is John Farley with Lashley Land Recreational Brokers.
And here, we understand your land represents a lifetime of hard work and the decision to sell does not come lightly. I'd be happy to provide a free, no-obligation opinion of value to assist in your estate planning. Inventory is very low at the moment, so now may be the best time to get the highest dollar for your lifetime of land stewardship and sweat equity. Whatever your goal is, I'm here to help. Call me, John Farley, or check us out at lashleyland.com.
Some secrets just can't be kept, like the new hours for the Secret Garden. They will now be open every Friday, 11:30 to 4:30, and Saturday, 8:30 to 4:30. They are thrilled to be a Nebraska Passport stop this year, and when you shop with them, you'll see why. A unique shopping experience offering a variety of annual plants, succulents, home decor, antiques, Watkins, and more. Romans 12, verse 11 says, "Work hard and serve the Lord enthusiastically." The Secret Garden, 2 1/4 miles west of Myrna on Highway 92 and a half a mile north.
It is 66 degrees outside under a cloudy sky. Winds are out of the southeast, 5 and 6 miles per hour at best this morning. Barometric pressure is very steady at 30.22. Humidity is high with some light fog this morning at 96%. High yesterday was 72 degrees, 4 inches and 46 hundredths measured in the rain gauge so far this month. It is Thursday. That means Thursday in the park here in Broken Bow, Market in the Square, and down in Cozad, Sip and Shop. So let's talk Thursdays.
Yeah, we'll start you off at the downtown Broken Bow Chamber of Commerce, always helping host Market on the Square, which is Thursdays through the summer into the early fall, even a little bit. And it'll be today from 10 until 4. Farmers, crafters, bakers on hand downtown around the square. So come enjoy the day or enjoy your lunch in the square today. Also, a reminder that this year's Crazy Days celebration is not too far off. It's coming up July 11th through the 13th. So mark your calendars for lots of fun this year. Retailers going crazy, of course, with sales on the Thursday of Crazy Days, which is July the 11th. And then on Saturday, July 13th, putting together something kind of new and fun for Crazy Days this year. They'll be out at the Custer County Fairgrounds with live music, some fun events and rides for the kids, and food trucks will be around the Custer County Fairgrounds area, and that'll be coming up on July the 13th. So it's going to be a big weekend coming up. Mark it on your calendar, July 11th through the 13th, the Crazy Days celebration coming up in Broken Bow. But don't forget, Market on the Square today from 10 to 4.
In Cozad, Rustic and Red having their Sip and Shop today. Sales will be all day today. The sipping starts at 4 o'clock, but they'll open the doors up at 10 a.m. in downtown Cozad at Rustic and Red. Here's the deal, and you're going to like what you hear here. Hear. Well, that was great, Dave.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to like what you hear here.
Yeah, well, yeah, you're right.
I guess that's proper English. Yeah. Jan Custer, Mrs. Custer, I'm sorry. 20% off store-wide, 30% off baskets, 30 to 50% off ladies' apparel, 40% off florals and greenery. Follow them on their Facebook page to stay up on details. If they add anything, you can find it there. Grab your girlfriends and make your trip to Cozad to check out Rustic and Red today, 10 a.m. until 7 p.m. in beautiful downtown Cozad. I mentioned Mrs. Custer because I happened to talk to her at the Rotary Golf Tournament last week.
Yes, it's good to see her there.
Seems like she's a listener to the show, but when you talk about the show with Mrs. Custer, her eyes kind of automatically roll.
I think we get that from a lot of people when we visit with them about what we do here.
Okay.
Hey, are you looking for a great career? Well, if so, BD in Broken Bow might be the place for you. They are still hiring, and they would love to have you join their team. They offer competitive wages, a team environment, and a great benefits package, which for some benefits begins on day one. So if you want to apply, this is the way you do it. You go online to bd.com/careers, and you can also attend their open interviews every Wednesday from 3 until 4 in Broken Bow. Again, that's bd.com/careers, or visit them on Wednesdays from 3 to 4 during their open interviews at BD.
This Sunday, Dawson County Raceway. Go 3 abreast, and they've got all sorts of cool things going on, some extra things because they're bringing in drivers that didn't get to compete due to weather earlier this spring. So the Legends of Lexington, showcasing drivers of Dawson County, Raceway from yesterday, plus Kids Bike Night prizes. And you'll see the names like Dallas Toby, Terry McCarty, Scott Blessing, Danny Egg, Wendell Stevens, Ken Eckhoff, Dan Carl, and more. And autograph opportunities will be available to get the signatures, the autographs from those great drivers. Pits open at 3 o'clock Sunday afternoon, grandstands at 4:30, racing starts at 6 o'clock. Plus, the Charger Classic Crown Vic races will be held. So they got all kinds of special things going on. And we'll also be giving away, giving the folks an opportunity to register for the Thrive for 75 cash drawings on Sunday ahead of the races. Also be doing live reports from the raceway, reminding you to head down to Lexington and enjoy the races. So we'll have a live broadcast on KBBN 95.3 FM, KBBN.com, Sunday afternoon. And also then Christy's going to set up a table and have the registrations available for you folks who are there, getting autographs, watching the Charger Classic Crown Vic races, Legends of Lex. It's all happening this Sunday at the Dawson County track where they can go 3 wide.
Yeah.
On what day?
Sunday.
Every one of your rock and roll favorites, friends. Shuffle on down to Broadway.
Up to. You want to tell the folks what you just have a wonderful day ahead of you. And I think Brent made a prediction earlier that you'd be working on.
My money was on an ice machine today.
It actually is 2 later, 2 of them.
Later on?
Later on today?
Yes.
See, there you go.
And
I'm starting the day with a 3-door cooler or freezer that has 2.5 wheels on the bottom, and I have to move it 3 hours away.
Good luck with that.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, so
then I have another freezer I have to go thaw out.
Man, so you are on the freezer stream today.
Yeah, 2 freezers and 2 ice machines today.
And that's to keep everything fresh and good at Subway. And hey, I hear I didn't know you had a dog.
Yeah, I have a big dog. I'm at my boss's house, and they have a bunch of little dogs.
Oh, yeah. Okay. All right, so you're at the boss's place. They got a little dog. That's what we're hearing. So we want to verify that. All right, so I just can't believe the amount of people that are stopping into Subway here in Broken Bow. It's always been popular, but it just seems like more and more people are going, hey, I want that fresh sandwich. I want that salad. I want that little pizza, breakfast sandwiches, all the great side items that you have nowadays. It's really going good, isn't it?
Yes, it is, and I believe we just rolled out the dippers.
Oh, the dippers. Okay, what are we dipping?
What it is the flatbread or the wrap bread, and we roll them up small, and I believe one of them's with pepperoni. There's one that's chicken, and one that's just cheese. And then you can dip them in one of our famous sauces.
Great. And how big are those, Matt? Or are they like a lunch item or more of like a snack item?
They are a snack item. They're more like the pretzels and churros.
Okay.
Sounds
so. And I think they're about as big around as the pretzels.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So what are you eating these days, Matt? Always fascinated to see what is on your Subway diet plan. What have you been eating?
I've been kind of hooked on the steak, bacon, and pepperoni.
That sounds pretty good.
That sounds like a Matt special. I don't believe that's on the Subway series.
It actually is not on the Subway series, but that's the great thing about Subway is you can pick and choose what you would like to add or take off of your sandwich.
Yeah,
that's my new go-to. Would be that one or the chicken bacon add pepperoni.
There you go. Does every sandwich you order at Subway or have at Subway have bacon on it?
Every sandwich I order everywhere has bacon on it.
Bacon makes it better, baby.
Oh, you guys.
Yes, it does. Even at home when I'm cooking, there's always bacon almost with every meal.
There you go.
Okay. I mean, there's nothing wrong with bacon. I just think you'd get a little, maybe, variety is
You
the
watch
spice
your
of it.
mouth.
We
don't need that kind of language on the radio.
I'm sorry.
The one thing I like too, and I know we talk about your app all the time, but obviously when you go in and order, you can just tell them how you want the sandwich made, but it's just as easy on the app too. I mean, you can, if you want the sandwich that you just described, you can make that happen on the app even too.
Yes, you can. Yeah, that's the beautiful thing about Subway though is there's millions of ways you can make a sandwich, and so you can pick and choose, change it up a little bit day to day, depending on what you're in the mood for.
Hey, Matt, what do you usually have in the fountain? I know I usually go for the root beer. I think the root beer is really good in your soda fountain. What are some of the other choices?
Coke, Diet Coke, lemonade, Sierra Mist, Sprite.
Sprite. That's a tough one without standing in front of it, but.
Well, yeah, and the bad thing is I don't drink soda, and I haven't for years, so I don't really pay attention to the pop machine much at all. I drink coffee and water.
Unless it breaks, you don't mess with it, right?
Right.
Yeah. So the nice thing, though, you do have bottled water, lots of other choices for drinks as well in the cooler.
Yeah, we got orange juice and I believe apple juice, and then we have Monster energy drinks for those that want those. We have the green and the white. We have Coke, Diet Coke, Coke Zero. And Diet Coke. I think that's about it. Milk and milk.
Milk and milk. You got a lot of choices, no doubt about it.
Yes.
Yeah. Do you ever have the breakfast? That seems to me like you're on the road a lot. You might have a little one of those breakfast sandwiches.
I do, and that's usually my steak, bacon, and pepperoni to start the day off.
Okay, very good.
Since we're kind of going down, Dave mentioned drinks. What about chips? Is there a new flavor of Mrs. Vickers that is out, or is it just the standards yet?
It's still the standards. We had the Southwest Chipotle, I believe, a while back, and those were going over really well. So that was the chip made for Subway, and it was actually really good. I enjoyed it.
Yeah. Well,
I think they still have them.
Okay, but you still have the salt and vinegar and the jalapeno, right?
Correct.
All right.
Okay.
Way to go.
All right. Okay. We always want to ask. I know that it's a much better situation than a couple years ago, but I know you always take applications for job openings at Subway, and in the restaurant business, you're always looking for a lot of good folks. Do they just go online to do that? Is that the best way?
Yeah, the best way is you go to Subway or mysubwaycareers.com, or you can pick up a paper application at the store.
Okay. All right. Well, we're going to turn you loose, and sounds like you have a wonderful, fun day. So,
yeah.
So, thanks for your time, Matt. We appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you. You guys have a good day.
You too. All right, Subway, still hiring, still making sandwiches. Either walk in, call, or use the app. They're open 7 days a week, by the way.
Yeah.
Brent Apperson and Dave Burney with you here on this Thursday. Got more things we need to tell you about, so stick around. breakfast show. Lexington's got a big celebration coming up, their 150th anniversary, Plum Creek, Lexington, and celebrating 150 years. So on Friday, June 28th, that's coming up pretty quickly, the Plum Creek 5K run will kind of kick things off at 6 o'clock on that Friday evening. A melodrama will be performed at 7 p.m. on Friday, June 28th at the Veterans Pavilion at the Kirkpatrick Memorial Park. Then on Saturday, they'll have a big parade at 10 a.m. That's June 29th now, a week from this Saturday. 10 a.m. in downtown Lexington, big parade. Family Fun Fest from noon to 3 at Kirkpatrick Memorial Park. The Veterans Pavilion, dedication and ceremony from 1 until 2 p.m. The Veterans Pavilion at Kirkpatrick Memorial Park is a location, of course. They'll have a special speaker at 2 p.m. From the Dawson County History Museum. Carlos R. Servan, author of the book, One Lexington, will be on hand at 3:30 p.m. at the Lexington Library to sign books and tell the story about the book. There'll be fireworks at dusk at the Memorial Park on Saturday evening, June 29th. On Sunday, June 30th, the melodrama at 1:30. Community worship service at 4 p.m. Sunday afternoon, and that all takes place at the Memorial Park in Lexington. For more information, call 308-324-5504, 308-324-5504. Their mantra is moving forward. Lexington, Nebraska, celebrating 150 years.
Coming up this Saturday, your friends at Wild Rose Gallery in Broken Bow encouraging you to espresso yourself. Now, we all, or many of us, enjoy drinking coffee, but did you know that you could use it for art? Grab a coffee drink and get started on an adventure into the art of painting with coffee and espresso. In this class, they not just drink coffee, but they're using it as their medium to create masterpieces. Whether you're sipping a latte or painting with espresso, there's always an opportunity to espresso yourself in the most beautiful way possible. It's all happening Saturday, June 22nd from 2 to 4 at the Wild Rose Gallery. Chris Brown from the Museum of Nebraska Art will be teaching. No talent, experience, or supplies needed. Just come, laugh, and learn. And it's only for $35. A new life skill, and support the gallery at the same time. Call 872-2632 to get registered, or you can call 870-0995. That's 872-2632 or 870-0995. Sign up now.
Custer Care having their 11th annual Custer County Tractor Ride tomorrow, and the sign-in starts at 7 a.m. at the Custer County Fairgrounds. And you can join them with your antique tractor, restored or field ready. They prefer tractors at least 20 years old. I would imagine there's a number of 20-year-old tractors out there still in the field. And then going back further, we know by going to parades and so forth, there's a lot of beautiful antique tractors out there that would be wonderful to take for the ride. It's about a 50-mile ride at about 10 miles per hour throughout Custer County. They'll start with a breakfast out at the fairgrounds and the sign-in. Morning break along about 10 o'clock, 12 noon, the lunch break, 3 p.m. an afternoon break, 4:30 they should be back at the fairgrounds. And this money raised will go towards Custer Care's transportation department, which is growing, and going. And they'd love to have you come. Now, if you don't have a tractor and you want to just, kind of get a feel of what's going on, stop by any of those locations, stop out at the fairgrounds and take a look at the tractors before they leave. They'd love to have you do that. They want to invite everybody to enjoy those tractors rolling down the country roads of Custer County.
I have an old Alice Chalmers pedal tractor. You think I could keep up?
No, but do you really still have it?
I do. Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I do. Let's see, Nebraska Land Hearing Center. Roxanne, a board-certified hearing instrument specialist with over 35 years' experience right here in Broken Bow, would love to talk to you about something new they have, the new Genesis AI technology. Better hearing never sounded so good. Styles that are comfortable and barely noticeable, waterproof, sweat-proof, everyday proof. When used with the My Starkey app, deliver more benefits like health monitoring and fall detection. So give Roxanne a call today to set up an appointment and find out more about it. Providing state-of-the-art tech, which includes rechargeable hearing aids, no batteries to worry about replacing. Contact Roxanne today. 308-384-3852 is the number. That's 308-384-3852. You'll find their office in downtown Broken Bow, located in the Broken Bow Chamber Building.
Took me a while to find the right button.
Hello?
Yeah, Kristen?
Yes?
Yeah, this is Dave and Brent, Get Up and Go Breakfast Show.
Hi.
You sound so thrilled to talk to us. Would you grab a pen, your best writing pen, and come into the studio and help us with our next event?
Sure.
You're a good gal. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm impressed you're going to get her to come into the studio.
Well, you know, they say a good supervisor or leader knows how to, you know, get other people involved. And Kristen wore a especially beautiful shirt today to put on the air. So let me get that so you can see that. That's a purple shirt with flowers on it.
Just swing that microphone right over there to you, Kristen.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Now, you're not going to get sued for this, are you, Bernie? Because I want to say this was part of your contract when Kristen first started working here. I think Kristen said, "Listen, I don't do on-air stuff."
Well, don't.
I'm just thinking of you. I'm just trying to protect you. You're my friend, my neighbor.
Well, I don't want
my
Kristen
father
to sue
figure.
That's scary. I don't want Kristen to sue me or break up our relationship because she's been with us for
I'm
5
going to say
years.
7.
7?
6 to 7.
Yeah.
6 to 7.
Because I'm now on 8, I think.
This last time.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, this last run that I've had. Over 20 altogether, I think, with you.
Yeah. We're like...
Full time, anyway. I mean, off and on, it's probably been 30.
Yeah. We're kind of like tobacco. You quit and then you go back, right?
Kind of.
Or sweets, whatever.
Yeah, there you go.
So you don't really have to say anything because I don't want to break my promise to you.
Okay.
Oh, you just said okay.
No.
But that's enough. I don't want you to feel like I'm pressuring you, but...
I hope you have enough pieces of paper here. I don't know if you will or not, to be honest with you.
Yeah, because what we're going to do right now, ladies and gentlemen, it's text time. Not quite yet.
Nope.
But it's going to be text time. The number is 308-870-0333. 8703. Let me do that again. 870-0333. 3 threes.
Yes.
And that's the text number. The number to call in to the studio if you don't text and you want to enter that way is 872-2801. I'll take those.
All right. Can I say something real fast?
Sure.
You were doing birthdays earlier. I think that we need to recognize, even though she's not here in person today, kind of taking a break from us, which every staff member needs now and again. But Christy Wells is celebrating her birthday today. I did not know that Christy had her birthday on the same day as Lionel Richie. Wow. That's awesome.
That actually is serendipity. It makes sense to me.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
So, Christy, if wherever you are, if you happen to be listening, all of us here at KCNI KBBN Radio wish you a very happy birthday.
And she does not look 60. I want to say that.
No. Looks older than me, though.
Oh, boy. All right, here we go, ladies and gentlemen. We have Bruce Springsteen with a song that's called All That Heaven Will Allow. It's 2 minutes and 35 seconds long. You have that amount of time to start texting and calling.
things will kind of get started on Friday evening with their Ugly Truck Contest in front of the park. $10 entry fee. You want it dirty, rusty, terrible paint job. Just bring your ugly truck. And it's coming up on Friday at 7 p.m. And then following that, they're going to have a cruise night sponsored in part by Post-Prom Committee, which I think will be putting together grab-and-go meals, it looks like, for the cruise. So take advantage of that Friday evening. And then on Saturday, a whole lineup of events. Little Miss Choke Cherry will be crowned in the city park at 11 a.m. on Saturday. Their parade will be later in the day at 5. And prior to that, one of the highlights of the festival is always the annual pit spitting contest. That'll be in the city park at 3 o'clock. So just some of the things coming up this weekend, and we'll be live in Sargent tomorrow to tell you all about it, as we'll be live there for our annual remote on the Sargent Fair and Choke Cherry Jamboree. So join us for that coming up tomorrow morning.
You know, I knew that Kristen would not leave if we made her come into the studio, because it wasn't long after she started working here. I'm not sure you were here yet, Brent, but we had a day where we were on Facebook with our pajamas on.
Oh, I was here for that.
You were here for that?
Yeah, unfortunately.
Kristen had a nice fluffy setup for pajamas, and she modeled them out there in the lobby, and I knew that day she'll be fine.
Yeah.
County Hog Market.
Music from Weezer, one called Dope Nose on 95.3 FM. Blood drive in Myrna today at the Community Center from 12:30 until 6:30. And a happy birthday again to Christy Wells, who is celebrating, I'm not going to say which birthday, but it's another one. Yeah, Revivalist stood a chance on 95.3 FM.
The sun itself is colorblind to the light.